Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 22. And then Tim Hagen, with straight left for the 100th time, to bleeding nose and mangled mouth, and with ever returant right hook to stomach, had hit, dazed and reeling, the breath whistling and sobbing through his lacerated lips. Was no time for succor from palaces and bank accounts. On his two legs, with his two fists, it was either he or Tim, and it was right there in sweat and blood and iron of soul that young Dick learned how not to lose a losing fight. It had been uphill from the first blow, but he stuck it out until in the end it was agreed that neither could best the other, although this agreement was not reached until they had first lain on the ground in nausea and exhaustion, and with streaming eyes wept their rage and defiance at each other. After that they became chumps, and between them ruled the schoolyard. Lucky Richard died the same month young Dick emerged from grammar school. Young Dick was 13 years old, with $20 million and without a relative in the world to trouble him. He was the master of a palace of servants, a steam yacht, stables, and as well of a summer palace down the peninsula in the Nabob colony at Menlo. One thing only was he burdened with guardians. On a summer afternoon in the big library, he attended the first session of his board of guardians. There were 3 of them, all elderly and successful, all legal, all business, comrades of his father. Dick's impression, as they explained things to him, was that although they meant well, he had no contacts with them. In his judgment, their boyhood was too far behind them. Besides that, it was patent that him, the particular boy they were so much concerned with, they didn't understand at all. Furthermore, in his own sure way, he decided that he was the one person in the world fitted to know what was best for him. Mr. Crockett made a long speech to which Dick listened with alert and becoming attention, nodding his head whenever he was directly addressed or appealed to Messrs. Davidson and Slocum also had their say and were treated with equal consideration. Among other things, Dick learned what a stern, upright man his father had been, and the program already decided upon by the 3 gentlemen, which would make him into a stern and upright man. When they were quite done, Dick took it upon himself to say a few things. "I have thought it over," he announced, "and first of all I shall go travelling." "That will come afterward, my boy," Mr. Slocum explained soothingly. When you are ready to enter the university, at that time a year abroad would be a very good thing indeed." "Of course, Mr. Davidson," volunteered quickly, having noted the annoyed light in the lad's eyes and the unconscious firm drawing and setting of the lips. "Of course, in the meantime you could do some traveling, a limited amount of traveling during your school vacations. I'm sure my fellow guardians will agree, under the proper management and safeguarding, of course, that such bits of travel sandwiched between your school terms would be advisable and beneficial. How much did you say I am worth? Dick asked with apparent irrelevance. 20 millions at the most conservative estimate. That is about the sum, Mr. Crockett answered promptly.